Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And another day, another dismal Disney story. Actually, we've got multiple dismal Disney stories this weekend because the news just keeps getting worse and worse.
Yes, it does. Well, this is an ongoing one. This actually isn't a new story.
More outrage about Mulan. Mulan is a movie that's not going to make anybody happy, and it's one of the most expensive movies Disney's ever produced. So this isn't good that, like, nobody likes it.
Well, the new thing they're pissed about is stupid. I'm sorry. I've loved Mulan since childhood, but the remake is too white behind the camera. It has, like, an entire Asian cast. Like, the cast is actually all Asian, but they're mad. They're mad because the director is a woman that's not Asian.
Yeah, so it's not enough to have a female director on a movie anymore. You have to make sure you stay in your own lane.
Right, but this is ridiculous. The entire cast, they went out of their way to make sure that it was that they got the the right people in the right parts. They went and made sure they talked to to the Chinese people to make sure that it fit within what they would consider culturally appropriate for them. They went all these extra miles, and now they're pissed because the director is too white. The director's also a woman.
So, yeah, look, Mulan is really rubbing people the wrong way, and Disney's delaying it, obviously, because of that thing we can't talk about. We don't know when it's actually going to hit theaters. We're going to talk about whether or not it's going to wind up on Disney+. Short answer, I don't think so. It costs too much money, but who knows? They might get desperate enough to...
They need a good news to go with the bad news.
Yeah, they need good news to go with the bad news. Or they'll give you the option to buy it through Disney Plus or something. But it's been pushed back for a variety of reasons. There's been a lot of backlash. We talked about Li Shang. They're cutting Li Shang out of it. And so on one hand, they cut Li Shang out of it because they thought it was too Me Too, to have Li Shang in there because he was a superior. And then the other hand is people consider him a bisexual icon, even though
that does okay.
He was never bisexual.
They were friends. You could tell they were friends. It's like whatever. Again, I'm not even going to go there because we all know it's ridiculous. The shipping is just off the charts. Ridiculous with the stuff they twist around. But I'm like, they were friends. Yes, he thought she was a guy, but he had no problem when he found out she was a woman. And that's why they're saying it's bisexual. It's just like, but he wasn't really, they weren't together. They were like friends. That was the point. They were friends. I don't know.
I'm just mad about Mushu. So people are mad about Mushu. They're mad that there's no music.
Yeah, Sensi is bringing out a new Sensi buddy. It's Mushu for Mulan. But Mulan isn't going to have Mushu in it.
It's just, I don't think this movie is going to do as well. And Disney spent $200 million on it. And now we've got more complaints.
But the point of the whole thing I wanted to talk about, which is why I was one who wanted to do this video, is because already they're now complaining because it isn't Asian enough because the director isn't Asian. After the entire cast is Asian, they went out of their way to make sure they were culturally appropriate. And the reason that we don't have Shang in this is because of the Chinese said they didn't think it was appropriate.
Right.
They had the relationship going on. We now have people bitching about the fact that the director is white, but the director is a woman. And this is hilarious because on the other hand, everybody's bitching that there aren't enough women directors.
Yeah, but you've got to have, because we just talked about this on the Mary Sue, right?
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, so we talked about this where the Mary Sue was given Birds of Prey a high five for coming in 4th place.
After Doolittle.
After Doolittle. And they said they're happy with the film being a cult classic, and I'm sure it'll probably do much better on Blu-ray. The sad reality is, without Birds of Prey, we have no female directors on the list of movies.
That were the top 4 this year.
In the 2 months,
and they keep complaining about women, how women are being kept out. We need more female directors. Mulan has a female director. She's an Australian lady. But she's not Asian, so they're pissed because the one lady directing it isn't Asian, even though the whole cast is Asian, and they've gone out of their way to make sure that they kept it appropriate.
So it's not enough just to be female. You have to be female and
so basically you have to be stereotyped. You have to be pigeonholed into whatever they say. You cannot, like you said, step out of your lane. But then they're pissed because the big blockbusters don't have female directors all the time. But then they're saying female directors can only direct female-led films, and sometimes female-led films aren't the answer. But sometimes it's like you have a mixed cast. Should you have male and female directors directing just to make sure it's fair? I mean, this is stupid. This is just stupid.
Well, according to Twitter, it's very important. Disney hired a white director, a white costume designer, 4 white screenwriters, a white composer, a white cinematographer, a white film editor, a white casting director, and Scarlett Johansson to star as Mulan. No, that did not happen.
Yeah, okay, but how of these people? Notice now this matters if you're white. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. I mean, they're never happy about anything. They have to be pissed about everything. It's ridiculous. And how many people are females? How many people are males? How many people are non-binary? You know?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Because now being white is the problem, not being male or female. I wish they would. These complainers would just make up their damn minds, because it's really hard to keep up with what we should be mad about this week.
Oh my God! So this is really dramatic. Now, look, a lot of people have a lot.
That same person. Oh God.
Yeah. This is coming from Metro, so a lot of people.
I have my hand on my head, and my eyes back, like, oh, I've got the vapors.
Yeah, pretty much. At this point, I've given up. This is no longer my favorite Disney story. It's a white person's chance to flex their creative muscles and cash a Disney check. That's pretty much every movie, though, isn't it?
I'm just like, now it doesn't matter. Now it's just based on if you're white or not. And then they'll be pissed about something else, because if they're getting pissed about things, can you please make a list so that we know? Because you're mad about women not being directors enough, so you get more female directors, and now you're pissed because there are too many white women, even though you have Asian directors, and then you're pissed about that. And so you guys cannot make up your damn mind what you're mad about. Basically, you go looking for things to be pissed about so you can write articles.
Yeah, pretty much.
How do you guys make good movies that don't suck? That's what everybody, the general public wants. Most people don't even know who. Did you know who the costuming director was on this? Did you know who any of those people on that list were? The director. Did you know any of these people were? No, because the general public doesn't give a shit. Sorry, they don't. They just want to see a good movie. They really don't know who's behind it, nor do they care.
I think people are really going out of their way to trash. Like, everybody hates this movie for a number of reasons. I mean, one, that they're not sticking to the cartoon version, right? And two, they're taking Li Shang out. And even the actress, she had some pretty controversial opinions, political opinions, and people are hating on her. Like, this is a $200 million bomb in the making. They kept saying this movie was good, and then we get the thing we can't talk about on top of it. Like, this is, like, Mulan, this movie is cursed. This movie is absolutely cursed. Mm-hmm. So maybe they should just dump it on Disney Plus and be done with it.
Or just sell it as digital, for now. Yeah. And then, just get it out that way people can buy it now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe they'll do that. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
Because they release in the theaters. Some people are still going to go either way.
Yeah, I mean, could they have gotten an Asian director? Well, they had, who was the one lady who is working on The Mandalorian? Her dad was a movie director, martial arts movie director. I mean, she might have been, but she was busy on The Mandalorian.
Let's be honest here. How often do we know, unless they're like high-profile director, who the directors are, who the costume designers are, all that?
Cares.
Nobody knows or cares. I'm so tired of it. You cannot do anything unless you're only doing what they say, you're in your own race or gender. If that's the case, there'd be a lot of people who don't have any work.
Yeah, but the thing is, it actually is kind of starting to work in reverse, though, too, where, I understand you don't want stories about different ethnicities or whatever all being done by a bunch of white guys, okay? I guess I can get that. But now we have cases of, different minorities being kind of typecast to only being able to do movies or comics or whatever about their race, their experiences, Somebody was complaining, I forget who it was, I think it was Christopher Priest, he's a comic book writer, and he was complaining that back in the day he used to write, all the Marvel characters, and then Marvel kind of typecast him as, okay, you're the guy who writes all the black characters now. So everybody has to, stay in their own lane.
This is stupid. This is not how creativity or acting or any of that stuff works.
So the director of Aquaman was Asian, and they didn't have any Asian people in Aquaman, did they?
No, and that's okay.
That's okay.
It's like these people want attention or something. They're deliberately trying to find whatever ridiculous thing to bitch about they can so they can write articles about it to get attention.
Pretty much. And look, it's I mean, we're going to get to a point, though, where, and again, I understand, you can better talk about your experiences or whatever if you actually had lived them.
Right.
I get that. But when we're talking about something like, a Disney princess movie, you don't have to make sure every person working on the Disney princess movie is of the proper race and gender, because then at that point, why are we making movies? Why don't we just make autobiographies at this point? Because everybody has to be exactly, even the actors playing the character. You're not allowed to, talk about Scarlett Johansson. You can't, play a trans character unless you actually are trans. You can't,
can't play a gay character unless you actually are gay, or unless you're Neil Patrick Harris. Then you're allowed to play all the straight characters you want.
Yeah, right. He plays a womanizer. He played a womanizer.
I know, and I love him. He's like amazing.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
So I'm just
acting. It's let's pretend.
Yes, exactly. And I get the point. I get the point they're making.
Yeah, yeah.
But here's the thing. It's like they made sure now not. In other articles, the same groups of people are complaining that there aren't enough women. So they get a woman, and now they're complaining that she's not Asian.
Again, I understand, wanting to make sure you have authentic representation. But I think in the case of Mulan, they actually kind of went above and beyond because, frankly, this movie was designed to pander to China. So they did the best they could. I mean, short of installing a Chinese director directly from the Chinese movie industry, which I'm really surprised they didn't do.
I was surprised they didn't too.
Because this movie is basically a Disney movie for China. Mm-hmm. And they've done everything they could do, I think, to do that.
But they still hired a woman.
Yeah.
Because everybody's screaming last year how you have to hire more women. So they hired a woman, and now they're pissed because she's a woman, because she's white.
Yep. So we see how again, this is a slippery slope. Once you pander to the Twitter outrage mobs, it's never enough.
And no one flipping knows who the screenwriters, composers, cinematographer, film editor. Unless you're the person writing all the articles, the general public doesn't know that it was all white people behind it. They don't even care. They're happy they got it. That they even go. Most of them are complaining, but they're happy they at least hired the Asian actors to make it authentic.
Yeah, it could have been, trust me guys, it could have been much, much worse. It could have been Mulan played by ScarJo, right? I mean, So that would have been worse. But I don't know. It just seems like everybody's like hating this movie. Everybody hates this movie. So then the question is, would they dump it on Disney Plus? A lot of people are speculating $200 million movie. I don't think they're going to.
No, I made that comment too before, but I mean, I don't think they will either, unless they really, really need a good news to offset a bad news moment. But even then, I think that they're more likely to, if they were going to do anything early, they're more likely to release it digitally for a big fee than it would be to go to Disney Plus.
Go buy Mulan, because they count on that like secondary home video sales for $20 or whatever. So they'll be like, oh sure, yeah, you can go to Mulan for $50 for $75.
You can buy it for like you see it early for
$100.
Wouldn't be that much. It'd probably like 30 or 40, and then we'll release it to the theaters when we can. And because I know people are going to go to theaters anyway. I don't think a lot of people are going to go to theaters for Mulan, but they'll know some people will.
And now the thing is, though, is they're gonna use that thing we can't talk about to blame all the failure on that. So
this was already trending to fail before that, guys.
Yeah, but now they're gonna be like, oh, we had to push it back and it failed because of it. Oopsie doopsie.
Well, they flipping, Mary Sue was blaming the Birds of Prey box office on that too, but it was never supposed to release over there.
No,
it wasn't going to release in China.
R-rated movie. It was never going to release in China. So
everybody's blaming it for everything, even when there's no reason to blame it. And Mulan was already trending down before any of that happened.
Yep. So we'll see what happens, but just whenever, I mean, we've got many months now apparently to bitch about Mulan.
Yeah.
And they'll find something else to bitch about because the news is going to be slow. Disney's pretty much stopped production on everything.
They're really looking for things to be mad about, because now they're going and looking at who the costume director is.
Yeah.
Who the cinematographer is. Really?
Who brought the coffee? Were they white?
I bet they were white.
I bet it was a white person bringing the coffee.
If it was an intern or something that was low pay, of course it wasn't a white person, because white people all get all the good jobs. I'm just like,
All right, so we're gonna wrap this one up.
Yeah.
Okay, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.